Hey guys, so I just saw the new X-Men Apocalypse movie. This is going to be my spoiler review of the new X-Men Apocalypse movie. So if you haven't seen the movie yet, um, don't watch this review. I just saw it last night. I saw it twice actually with my friends, and I really, really liked it. This movie, it wasn't like. It almost feels like the theme of this year is superheroes fighting other superheroes. We had Captain America: Civil War, and then we also had Batman versus Superman. This movie almost feels like you knew what the dynamics of the movie would be going in. It's Apocalypse, the X-Men's greatest villain. He's going to threaten the Earth, and then the X-Men are going to come together. So you sort of feel like you kind of understand what this movie is all about, even from just watching the trailers. But that's okay because it was so well done that despite pretty much knowing what the outcome is going to be, it was still a really, really good movie. So as I was going through this movie, one of the things I've always wondered ever since being a kid watching the cartoons in the 1990s with respect to Apocalypse is you have this like all-powerful godlike being who ruled over Egypt, and he was supposed to be the first mutant. And I guess at some point he reveals himself to the modern world, and then the X-Men have to fight him. If he's all-powerful, like how is it that the human civilization is able to flourish and grow? And like, in other words, why didn't he threaten the human race at like a different time in history? Well, actually, they explain that pretty well in this movie. So as the movie starts, Apocalypse already is ruling over ancient Egypt, and he's this godlike figure that's just absolutely worshipped. And he's able to transfer his consciousness into different people. And every time he chooses a mutant, he transfers his consciousness into that mutant and he gets their powers. And so over the millennia, he accumulates all of these different really powerful mutant abilities. And that's kind of where the story picks up. So while the transfer is going on, you see this coup, or an attempt at a coup. So these other Egyptians try to infiltrate the inner sanctum of his of that chamber where he's transferring his consciousness. And a bunch of things happen, and he ends up getting buried in that chamber for like thousands of years. Okay, I guess that makes sense. So then that explains why, like, you've had thousands of years of human development without the threat of Apocalypse. So we flash forward 3,000 years into the future. There's the modern world. It's 1983, and then you have the 1980s X-Men confronting this awesome villain in Apocalypse. And I loved everything about this movie. The general aesthetic, looking at like a young Scott Summers and a young Jean Grey, and like that one scene where they were kind of going on a joyride to visit a mall so they can show Kurt Wagner what an American mall looks like. That was a really, really cool scene. I love the overall feel. Like it kind of feels like this is like the best realized version of X-Men. This is like the version of X-Men. It's almost young adult in a sense, but it was still really, really good. It's like the version of X-Men that you really picture. Whereas before, Days of Future Past, it was a really, really cool story, but they hadn't quite established what the look and feel of X-Men is going to be moving forward. And it feels like with at least these new movies starting from X-Men First Class, and then you had X-Men First Class, Days of Future Past, and now X-Men Apocalypse, this is the third one, and it feels like they finally got it. Like the overall look and feel and the aesthetic and the team. You finally have James McAvoy bald, so he kind of resembles Patrick Stewart as well. So now you have like the fully realized version of Professor X. It was just an amazing movie. You should definitely check it out. It's not my favorite movie this year. My favorite is probably Captain America: Civil War, but it was still a really, really good movie, especially if you're an X-Men fan. And there was this one scene, again, I'm not going to go all the way through the whole plot, but there was this one scene which was just amazing. It was with the character Quicksilver, where Magneto captures Professor X, and then Apocalypse leaves with Magneto and Professor X and the other Horsemen, and Havoc tries to tries to stop them, and he accidentally blows up the X-Jet, and then it blows up the entire mansion, and right as the mansion is going to blow up and just kill every single X-Men, Quicksilver has just arrived at the mansion, and he's able to save all of them because he's so damn fast that he's able to get every single person out except for Havoc, unfortunately. And it was just like this amazing, cool, awesome scene in the movie. And it's just like with Days of Future Past, the character of Quicksilver, he just sort of comes in and he's like the comic relief. He's fun. He's got great personality. And he kind of adds an element of comic relief to what is otherwise a very, very serious X-Men movie. So yeah, I love that movie. It was really, really good. I strongly recommend that you watch it, especially if you're an X-Men fan. But even if you're not, you'll still have a lot of fun. So, okay, guys, that was my review of the new X-Men Apocalypse movie. If you enjoyed my review, please subscribe to my channel, and that's it. Have a nice day.